before we get into the games, in this week's quarterfinals, there was 18 goals. 18 goals in 4 games. That is insanity. That is just what we love to see, which was amazing. Now going into the game, going into the UEFA Champions League recap, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. I was watching both games literally at the same time, going back and forth. It was controversial. We'll go into it. It was 2-2. Bayern Munich, I don't know what's going on with them realistically. It's not the same Bayern Munich that was 4-6 years ago where they were dominant and teams were scared to play them in round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinal, final, whatever it was. But now it's just you kind of do want to play Bayern Munich because they're not the same. They're really not.
2 words: Thomas Tuchel.
Well, you can well for the past what? Correct me if I'm wrong here. For the past 2 years, they've been switching coach every other season. Like,
Fact.
could it be
Fact.
the coach or could it be the players? They're aging. Go out and get players. I mean, they went out to get a striker in Harry Kane, which was a factor last year. And yeah, he's scoring the Bundesliga, but what is he doing in Champions League? He scored against Arsenal, obviously, PK, goal's a goal, whatever. But it's not enough. Arsenal had more possession, which is shocking to me. Arsenal had 59 possession, and Bayern Munich had 40 possession. So it's a little shocking to me. They had more shots. Arsenal had 13. FC Bayern Munich had 8 shots on target. Arsenal had 4. Bayern Munich had 2. So again, I don't know what's going on, but then they're going to play in the Allianz Arena in Munich. They have, again, their fans behind them. They're at home. Bayern Munich playing at home, I mean, I think they have the capable to beat Arsenal, but it all comes down to mistake. Though, if you notice, I believe 3 of those goals were because of errors. So, again, going now, I think Bayern Munich will pass. I will say this. A lot of people think there is going to be an upset, but I don't think there will be an upset. I think Bayern Munich gets the locker room together. You know what's going on, and
Danny, did you sorry to interrupt you, but did you say that there was 3 goals that were or the 3 goals that Arsenal or sorry, I'm just trying to wrap my head around what you just said.
Yeah. So there's 3 goals. So I believe the 2 from Arsenal and then 1 from Bayern Munich were mistakes. So what I mean by that, the first goal that Arsenal scored, right, where Saka scored an amazing goal.
Yeah,
that was a mistake coming out. If you watch the game, so Bayern Munich was touching, and then they were passing the ball, and then they got a throw in. Davis should have won the header, and then landed on Saka, dribbled in, finessed it, scored. Another one from Bayern Munich's goal. Arsenal was, possessing the ball. They lost the ball. Sane just literally takes them all and scores the goal. Oh, no. That's a mistake. Gnabry's the one that takes him. Or no, not Gnabry. I forgot who takes him on, passes it to Gnabry. Gnabry scores.
Gnabry scored. I will say this. It's interesting to see that because not only was one of Bayern's goal a mistake on Arsenal's part, both of them were. It was a PK and then it was a giveaway.
Yeah. Okay, so then all four were mistakes.
Like that defense right there that Arsenal puts up on that play where they get scored when Gnabry scores that first goal. Yeah, that's like elementary school stuff there. Like they were all flat-footed. They got counterattacked. You got 4 defenders there, and they got two people attacking, 2 forwards attacking, or and it's like, what are you guys doing? Like,
wait, but I'm just sorry. It's because I literally I just remember Trossard's goal. And that was a fucking amazing play, bro. That didn't seem like a mistake to me.
That was a good play. That was
an amazing play. But Harry Kane should have won that header. Like, come on, what are you doing? Harry Kane should have won that header and that throw-in. Yes, I believe that goal was the throw. The Trossard goal was a throw-in. Harry Kane challenged and lost it. And that's where they made a fantastic play. Don't get me wrong. That was a fantastic play, fantastic finish. But it's like all 4 goals were kind of errors.
It wasn't a corner. I'm looking back at it now, and it wasn't a corner.
I never said a corner. Throw-in.
It doesn't, dude. It doesn't matter. Like if this wasn't a mistake, that you can't blame it on Harry Kane because he literally dribbled around the fucking entire team before they even got into the box. Like, and then when Trossard got the ball, obviously he scored. But who was it?
So you're telling me you're not supposed to win a 50-50 ball up in the air?
But I wouldn't consider that like a mistake.
I mean, not necessarily.
I think a mistake is the first. Is Arsenal's PK giving up a PK? That's a mistake.
That is I honestly, if you lose a 50-50 ball when it comes to, a throw-in, I think it is considered an error. I know some of you guys are like, no, it's not. It's a 50-50, whatever. But you got to win the ball. You lost the ball and went straight to goal. And Harry Kane's a striker. He's taller than that player. So he should win the ball at all times.
Yeah, but Harry Kane's a striker. He's not a midfielder. He's not a defender. That doesn't. If I was in Bayern Munich's team right now, and or during that goal, right? Okay, Harry Kane should have won that ball. I'm not focused on Harry Kane should have won that ball. I'm focused on I should have made that tackle. I should have made that. There's just so much more other factors.
There's another factor that plays into that goal is why didn't they press up? They gave him so much space. Gabriel Jesus made a phenomenal play taking on two defenders.
Yeah.
They gave him too much space, and then obviously gave it to Trossard. No one pressed up to try to slide tackle or block the shot, and he scored. So those comes into factors. That's why I'm saying it's kind of an error when it starts from Harry Kane losing the 50-50 to the defense not pressuring, making a tackle. That's the way I see it.
I think what I just saw was Arsenal play. I mean, I'm not going to say an amazing game, but close to an amazing game just because of how they performed. I would say, it would have been, I would say amazing if they would have won. But again, it's the first leg, so I can't really say too much. But they play good. They're a young team. What they have, I honestly think that they will beat Bayern Munich. I really do. I think they have a lot of potential. Their substitutes came in. Trossard came in and he scores. Obviously Gabriel Jesus gave him the assist, dribbling through Bayern's defense and making them look like fucking headless chickens. But it was again it was a young team that showcased. And in this next game, as long as they don't draw a PK, like it'll be fine. I think they have the potential to score a lot of goals against Bayern Munich, and well-earned goals, not mistakes. I mean, obviously, if there's a mistake, they'll capitalize on it. But yeah.
Well, before I get Carlos and Lego, there was two controversies. Number one, there was one where Gabriel played the ball. No, my bad. David Raya played the ball to Gabriel. Gabriel grabs it with his hand, puts it back, and plays it. An expert analysis, ex-referee, said, if you are arguing this to be a penalty, you hate football. She is 100% wrong. The rule says a handball the rule says if it's a hand, it's a handball, it's a PK. He literally picked it up and put it back. Like, Bayern was already ready to press that. And this Gabriel just, picks the ball up, puts it back on the line, and plays it. That's a PK. Referee should be on that. It should have not been a mistake. The way she says it, it was a mistake. And no, it was not a mistake. Should have been called a PK. Second controversial. Towards the end of the play, Saka dives. That is not a PK. Because if you see him running, he's already diving, looking for that contact. He looks for that contact. Neuer is already, in his position. Saka could have just kept going, make a cut, scored a goal. Arsenal wins the game. But instead, I thought that was a selfish play by him. He keeps going, and he lifts his foot to get that contact in Neuer. So that was a great call by the referee. No PK. Great call. I don't know why Arsenal was crying about it. It was not a PK. The floor is in your guys' opinion.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and say I also didn't think that was a penalty kick. As far as Gabriel picking the ball with his hand, whether you love the sport or not, that's a penalty. That's a penalty kick. You cannot, under any circumstances, grab the ball with your hands in the 18-yard box. And funny enough, I'm going to say this from experience. You can't do that. That's a penalty kick, okay? I'm not going to share any more details, but if you grab the ball with your hands inside the 18-yard box, that's a penalty kick. Whether you heard a whistle, whether you thought the play was live, it does not matter. It is a penalty kick. I will say Arsenal has to feel pretty bad about themselves that they lost this game. I thought they dominated the game. They get scored 2 goals on because of their errors. And I'm going to say one thing right now. For all our Arsenal fans out there, this team is different, man. Like this team just has grit. They're built different than previous squads. And I think they're going to go to Bayern and they're going to kick their ass. And then I think they're going to play either against Borussia or Atletico, and they're going to do the same thing. And I'm going to say it right now, they're going to be in the final. I don't know who they're going to play against. I don't know.
Sorry to cut you off. Let me correct you. If they win that against Bayern, they play either Madrid or City.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Madrid or City. Okay, Madrid or City. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, easy win for Madrid.
I was mixing up the sides of the brackets here, but still, I mean, I could see them making the final. I could see them being either beating either Man City, or especially Real Madrid, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. They're gonna go to Germany then, and they're gonna be Bayern. I'm willing to bet this team is different, man. This team is different. I'm a closet Arsenal fan. Just putting that out there.
Carlos?
Bayern Munich has no excuses for next game. That's all I gotta say. They got no excuses going back in your home country and lose against Arsenal. Just saying, they got no excuses.
All right. So who do you think comes out of that game? Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich.
Manchester City, or actually vice versa. Sorry, Real Madrid versus Manchester City. What a game! I'll let Josh take it away since he's a Madrid fan, and he was crying a little bit with the tie, but it is what it is. Go ahead, Josh. Take it away.
You said I was crying, or what did you say?
Yeah, you were crying a little bit with the tie because technically, to me, if I was a fan, I think this is a loss for Real Madrid because going into City, it's gonna be tough.
Okay, yeah. So just like I said in the previous video last week, which is Real Madrid has not won at the Etihad ever. So they come in at a disadvantage with that. They've never won, so it's a lot of pressure. They don't want it. They don't want to be another statistic. So what I saw with this previous game, obviously it was a 3-3. I don't consider it a loss. I think it was a very entertaining game, dude. I think everybody agrees with that. It was.
Oh yeah, again, I said it. It was a final.
Yeah, it was exactly. Obviously, I think everyone knows whoever wins this game in the second leg is basically going to be the favorite in winning the entirety of the Champions League. Thinking about the second leg, Man City is going to get De Bruyne back. They're going to get Nathan Ake back. They're going to get Kyle Walker back, which is bad news for Vinicius. And right now, Danny and Lake are fucking excited because that's going to happen. So, it was a 3-3 result in the first game. I think we're going to struggle a little bit more, if I'm being honest, within the second game, just because we don't have that home advantage, and we're tied. And Man City has a lot of, I think realistically 2 key players that are coming back. Nathan Ake, he's a good defender, but I don't think he's much of a game changer like De Bruyne and Kyle Walker. Yeah. Kyle Walker defensively is going to help Man City a lot. So Bellingham's going to have to step up. Our right side's going to have to step up. Either Brahim Diaz is going to have to step up, or Rodrigo. He bagged us a goal in the first game, so hopefully he does it again in the second game and he pops off and gets us 2. But yeah, man, it was an exciting game. I think something that we're missing a lot in Real Madrid right now is obviously that striker position, but something that's also missing, I feel like, that we didn't have in that first game was obviously Courtois. Courtois is a huge presence, and we were at a disadvantage not having him. Obviously, it's unfortunate that we don't have him right now because of the situation that he's going through. But I feel like it's going to be another exciting game in the second game. And dude, I just hope Real Madrid fucking finds a way and Carlos Ancelotti pops off with some tactics or some shit, bro. Because This means this would mean another Champions League to our fucking to our name.
So we got Real Madrid possibly losing this week, and then the week after they're probably gonna lose again to the greatest club in the world when El Clasico next week. Can't wait for that. But realistically,
it would be pretty fucking satisfying if we beat Man City and then a couple of days later we beat Barcelona too, which is very likely.
It is very likely, but keep your dreams up. It ain't gonna happen, buddy. But now talking in all serious, you're right. Courtois was a missing piece in that game because Lunin that first goal was just, you have to save those. That was just atrocious from him. I don't know what he was doing, but it was just, you have to save those, especially in a situation like this where I've said this several times. If you want to beat Man City, you have to win in Real Madrid. Going into City, that's a 1% chance. It's to me, the way I see it, it's a 99% City's going to win and a 1% chance that Real Madrid's going to win. That's the way I see it. One, outstanding job by Rudiger pocketing Haaland. Haaland was a ghost that game. Couldn't do anything. Rudiger was just physical, playing mind games with him, just all over him, which hopefully, if you guys want to pass to the next round, semifinal, you have to have Haaland as a ghost again. Because he would try to receive the ball and he would lose it right away. It's like the way I saw Carlos Ancelotti's tactics when I was analyzing is that he would double team Haaland. And I think that's what it was good, but then bad because it creates space for Phil Foden. It creates space for Rodri to shoot the ball. I don't know if you saw that, but Foden scored an amazing goal.
Yeah, I think that's something that we struggled a lot with, which is Man City's dribblers, specifically Foden. Foden is very fucking technical with his dribbling, bro, and I think Bernardo Silva is the same way. Foden was just, I mean, he was dancing around us at some points in the game, and you can see that Madrid was, causing fouls just to stop.
You're right.
So I definitely noticed that. I think that's something that they're going to take into account within this next game is that, we got to be a little bit more careful.
It's just Man City is just so composed. Guardiola has his players just in the absolute perfect shape of their life. Because if you notice, Man City slows down the game. Because obviously, if you guys watch the game, Madrid was countering. Realistically, the second goal from Rodrigo was from a counter. They lost the ball, countered quickly, scored a goal. And that's the way that Madrid's going to win next week. Countering with Vinicius. Vinicius has to have the best game of his life. Jude has to make those runs from in behind or in between those center backs. But Man City slows down the game. But once they're in the final third, they go at you. And that's how the goals came, because they would double team Haaland. That would create space for Phil Foden, Rodri, Guardiol, I believe, the left back, right back, center back, because I believe they're playing three in the back, to score those bangers. And just imagine De Bruyne's coming back. If you give him space, that's going to be a problem. So, at the end of the day, I see it very difficult for Real Madrid to win. Real Madrid has to be aggressive next game. They have to come out with their best football. Again, how you said, Josh, Jude Bellingham has to perform. Vinicius has to perform. Rodrigo, Toni Kroos, Valverde. Valverde had a decent game, but he even said in the post interview that this tie was a loss because he knows he had to win this game. Now that they're growing in City, it's a slim chance that you guys come out. Is it possible? 100%. We'll see. I still got Man City. There's no way Real Madrid wins this.
Yeah, I thought the game was very entertaining. Obviously, 3-3, a lot of goals. I think it probably should have ended 2-0 in my opinion. I thought that Real Madrid's goals were a little bit. The first goal for sure, that was an own goal, right?
Yeah, they gave an own goal.
Yeah.
Off Ruben Diaz. The counterattack, I mean, we talked about it before. Man City had to keep those counters in check, and they didn't. And they get scored on there in the second goal. And then the third goal also I would say was a little bit fortuitous, let's say, for Real Madrid. I mean, obviously Valverde was trying to hit the ball and score towards the net, but I mean, I would say like 8 times that doesn't end up in the back of the net. Like he hit it first time, like it wasn't a good angle. Unstoppable, I will say, right? Like if you hit that thing on target, it's unstoppable, and it was a goal. And as far as Man City, I thought the first goal, obviously, I'm not sure what the Real Madrid goalie was thinking or doing in the moment. I mean, that probably shouldn't have been a goal by Bernardo Silva. It was an amazing free kick, don't get me wrong, but realistically, if the goalie was actually doing what he was supposed to be, it probably wouldn't have ended up in the back of the net. Phil Foden's second goal, an amazing shot, unblockable. And same with Guardiola's goal. And I think Real Madrid has a huge hurdle to overcover here, to hurdle over. I mean, it's 3-3 going into the second leg in England here at Manchester City Stadium. It's going to be a tough road to overcome, and we'll see if they have what it takes to do it. I think that obviously Man City getting back some of these injured players is critical for them. And Man City also can't get too cocky or too overconfident going and playing at their home field, which I don't expect them to do because they also realize that Real Madrid is not just some easy team they're going to be able to roll over. And it's going to be a great game, and if I had to guess, I would take Man City over it, but you can't count out a team like Real Madrid. You just can't do that.
Carlos?
What I saw was a good game. It was a 3-3. It was to my opinion, it was like for me, it was like the best like quarterfinal Champions League that I witnessed for a while. And well, what you guys said too, like if Madrid plays like that against Holland, I think the whole thing will be taken by Madrid. My opinion. That's what I think.
All right.
And for the score, I think Man City's gonna take it. They're gonna take it. It'll be 1-0. That's it. Simple and easy.
All right. Well, we got this week upcoming, second leg, and it's gonna be an exciting one. I think it's gonna be like this past weekend. There's gonna be a lot of goals, and it's just gonna be amazing football to watch. I do have Barca, Dortmund, City, Bayern, and that's my bracket as of now, and then we'll see from there. But I'm excited, guys, and thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you guys enjoy the games this upcoming week, and see you guys on the next one.